The F-91W is one of the classic Casio watches from the late 80s era. But I thought I'd do a comparison between one of the clone or knockoff versions, just to see how it stacks up to the original Casio, which is shown here on the right. This particular one has the Casio markings removed, and I'll quickly put up some of the specs of the official watch on screen for you. Basic lightweight watch hasn't got a ton of features, but we'll take a look at the physical differences between these two. Fake watch has a slightly higher contrast. That's probably down to the fact the battery's newer, at least in part. Looking at the strap, they look quite similar at first, but there are some very small differences between them. Some of the grooves are a bit bigger on the fake watch. They've also removed the Casio from the buckle. That has a slightly different design to the original. The lip there is a bit longer, and it's also a touch wider than the original Casio. Strap markings are less obvious on the clone version. Nothing engraved on the backplate. The screws are also slightly larger than the original. Some of the moulding is also very slightly different to the original, slightly bigger around the buttons. There's no snazzy features on these watches. There's pretty basic, the F-91W, and some people like it for that. For example, we don't have dual time or countdown timers, just the usual stuff such as a stopwatch, hourly chime, and we have the alarm function. I did notice that the top cover, the plastic cover, is a bit more raised on the copied one. There's different types of copied versions. This seems to be one of the most common ones where they've just taken off the Casio markings, but I have seen some around where you do actually have the Casio on it. Sometimes you'll see a misalignment with the display on the copied versions. Just thought we'd take the back cover off just to see what the differences are between these two on the internals. Machining is better on the Casio version. That does look like a touch of rust though. Apart from the module looking different and the stickers, the most obvious change is the fact that the Casio does have a weather seal rubber gasket around the inside, and the knockoff one doesn't. It just has the groove there. So there isn't a great deal of water resistance with either of these watches. The original Casio is perfectly okay to use in a shower. Unsurprisingly, the Casio original has better quality overall, and that includes the buttons. They have a slightly different feel. The original Casio one I've had about 5 years, so that might explain why the contrast is a touch lower on the display. But it does tend to have better viewing angles on it. Fitting the clone version was much easier because the tolerances are just much larger, and that would explain why the display can be misaligned sometimes. It also has a stiffer strap compared to the Casio original. Not that this model is particularly known for its great strap quality. They can be a bit on the thin side. If you push and hold the bottom right hand button in, that should come up with Casio to let you know that you have a genuine product. You shouldn't see anything come up on screen with the counterfeit or knockoff version. Backlight on the F-91W never really was that good. It's slightly better on the original, but you can't really see the right hand side very well. The original is much louder than the cloned version, and I also found the time accuracy was much better on the Casio. It's not an expensive watch, but it has gone up a bit over the years, and it's around about £16–17 or €20. Compared to the cheaper counterfeit ones, you can pick them up, maybe 4 or 5 of them for the price of one original Casio. It's still a very popular model because of that 80s vibe. Personally find that the strap is a bit on the weedy side for my larger wrists. It's quite a small watch, so do bear that in mind if you're interested. I will put the links down below. Hopefully this video is useful to you, give you an idea of the differences between these two. And look forward to seeing you in future ones. Any thoughts or questions, do drop a comment down below.